Heathens. I'm gonna start off this video with a little disclaimer. I'm sorry if I sound a little funny this morning. My throat's really sore because apparently I slept with my mouth open all night, so it hurts to swallow. So anyway, I'm going to be doing a Halloween inspired look, but this idea came from one of my lovely friends here on YouTube, Nikki. I will leave her channel link down below, who asked if I could do a black and orange cut crease. So I'm going to try. I'm not making any promises because we all know I am not the best at doing a cut crease. And as of apparently this morning, I seem to have lost the brush that I always use for my cut crease. I just found it. Just kidding. But we're going to give it a go. So this is going to completely focus on the eyes, and, I'm going to do a few other facial bits, but it's not going to be a full face. Though I may add on to it later for some Instagram pictures, but for this video, because I know the cut crease is going to take me long enough, that's what we're going to focus on. So, without further ado, I'm definitely starting with the eyes because I have no idea how much fallout is going to be involved. And for the black shade first and the initial orange, I am using the Morphe and James Charles palette because it is gigantic, first off, but it pretty much has every color you could need for an eye look, unless you need specific shimmers, which we are going to incorporate later. But this is what I'm going to be primarily using, because as I was getting ready for this video, it occurred to me how few orange shades I have in any single palette. It's kind of crazy. I need the ColourPop Orangey Glad shade, or palette, because I don't own a lot of oranges. Who knew? Alright, so I'm going to take a Araceli Grande blending brush, and we're just going to tap into this black. I haven't used this black a lot, so I'm not sure how pigmented it is once it goes on the eyes, but we're going to find out. So I'm just going to tap it, and as I said, this is going to be a cut crease. Oh gosh, some eye boogies. This is going to be a cut crease, so I'm trying to put as little as possible of this on my lid so that there's less to try to cover with concealer later on, because I just find that that works easiest. So I'm starting out with tapping motions. I haven't actually started blending yet. I just want to kind of get the color down, because I know particularly with darker shades, once you start blending, they can start to fade out a little bit more, and I'm trying to avoid that. And then once I get the black down, I'm actually going to jump over to eyebrows to give them a little definition, just because I don't want them completely lost in this look. So, we're just going to make small talk while I try to build the black up to where I want. So, this kind of leads me into a question. Orange and black is a kind of classic Halloween color combination, but just in general, what are your favorite colors together? Not necessarily as makeup, but like clothing or furniture. What is wrong with me? Decor. Just anything. I have a spot right here toward the center of this eye where it's not wanting to stick all that well. I don't know what that's about, but we're gonna work around that. Because my favorite color is black, but then it's aqua teal, but I don't always necessarily like them together, because depending on the shade of teal, it can be a little too stark. And I feel like it just sometimes looks better with a different color combo. So mine's usually like black and purple or black and green. Alright. I'm going to start blending this just a little bit to fluff out the edges. I know this side has come in a lot more than the other, so I'm going to try to even that out as well. And then, like I said, we're going to jump into the eyebrows. So I'm going to be using my Mellow Cosmetics Brow Definer in the shade Chocolate, because it's getting pretty close to my eyebrows, and as you can tell, they're not very dark naturally. So we're just going to take this and give them a little extra life. And I'm using a different concealer this morning for my cut crease. So, ooh, wish me luck, because I don't know how that's going to turn out. Like, I don't think it'll be bad by any means, but I don't know if it's going to dry down the same as my e.l.f. Camo Concealer that I usually use for cut crease, the few times that I do it. So, we'll see. I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. And I'm sorry, I don't have any additional lighting today, so we're just running with what we've got here. And I am using the lovely 8 a.m. sunlight to help brighten this video. So this is eyebrows on. And now we try to cut the crease, which makes me nervous. So we're going to get said concealer, which is in the shade Cloud, which is why I thought it would be pretty good, because it is super pale. And then my handy dandy. And we're going to take a little bit, just starting off just enough to cover the very tip of the brush. And we're going to place it here at the base of my eye and open my eye to see how high that needs to go. And then we're going to just work across from there. I know this is not how everyone does it, but over much trial and error, I found that this is kind of what works best for me to get the right shape and it still look okay versus eye open, eye closed, whatever. And I'm not taking it all the way across, as you can see. I'm ending it on the outer edge. And then try to do the same thing with the other eye and make them as even as possible. This is the part that always kind of gets me, because I can barely draw even lines, so trying to make even eyes is always kind of a mess, but you know what they say. I was just going to leave that up to interpretation for y'all, which phrase you put there. Good old college try. Never know until you try. You miss all the shots you don't take. You know, any of those inspirational things that would help defend my uneven cut creases. This eye needs some more black on the side, I can already tell. Well, they're definitely not perfect. But they're even enough. I think the reason they look so weird is because this one's brighter and this one has more black already on the side. So we'll fix that once we get into the orange and the glitters. Spoiler alert. So I'm going to take this flat SL Miss Glam brush and tap into the orange in James palette. I'm not going to pick it back up to show y'all. It's the only orange in the top. I'm going to try to pat this onto the concealer. And again, no blending yet. Strictly packing. Oh, this is hard. I'm not used to this, and it takes a very steady hand, which I do not possess. I'm definitely getting it up under my eye as well. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. It's going where I want it to go. That's the primary concern, is putting it where I need it and then working around it. I don't know, I kind of like it on the inner corner. Gives it a bit of attitude. Alright, I'll change the plans. It's now going to go on the inner corner as well. I'll put a shimmer over it, because that was my original plan, was to put a shimmer on the inner corner. But trying to not cover y'all's view, sorry. It's always harder to do when I get over to this eye, doing anything, because I am right-handed. So I have to bring it across. I think as far as a cut crease goes, for me, this isn't horrible. Could it be better? Yeah. But that's okay. We live and we learn. And this isn't the end of it. Alright, so now I've pretty much got the orange and black together more or less the best I can. But we're going to add a little more black and blend it out. So I'm going to do this eye first because it needs the least. And we're just depositing on the outer edge and then bringing up and kind of blending over the top of that crease. And then same with the other eye. Making sure there's some on this outer edge where there was not quite as much. And then rounding out. Okay, so now I said I was going to do shimmer over the orange, not the black. And for that, I am switching palettes to the Violet Voss Best Life palette again. And I'm going to be gently tapping this glitter called Sunshine over some of the orange and see how it sticks. Oh yeah, that's fine. And I think it makes it look a little less harsh with my unprofessional lines. This eye did not work quite as well. There we go. I have it all under my eyeball though. Like, thankfully it comes off really easily with a makeup wipe, as long as it doesn't like just spread it around. Okay, now for the inner corner shimmer, I'm switching palettes again to the Profusion Starlit palette because I want this one to be a little more orange, whereas that glitter is a little gold. And I'm going to go in with this shade down here, which is called Heat Wave, I believe. No, that one's Topaz. What am I thinking of? I don't know. Topaz. And we're going to just pop this over that inner corner orange. And then what I'm going to do is take a very small angled brush, and I'm going to dip into that same shade to take under the lower lash line up here to start to help tie it in. And then using that same brush, I'm going to tap into the black in this palette, which is called Witchy. That's appropriate. And just take that along the outer edge. Oh gosh. This is black, black. Ooh. Can you see the difference in those blacks? Oh, maybe I should have used this black from the beginning, huh? That's okay, lesson learned. We can deepen it up a little bit with it. Because this definitely packs a punch. Wow. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to take the brush I was using for the black. I'm going to gently tap into Witchy. And at least pop it over the outer edge to connect to that lower lash line. Then we're going to clean up these lines here on the outside to make them sharper. And then highlight. So, in keeping with the theme, we're jumping back into the Unicorn Glow palette by Face Candy, and we're going to go in with this Orange Enchanted. So I'm just going to take a nice fluffy highlighting brush, tap in, make sure I'm getting some on the brush, and go over high points. This one's a little harder to see unless you're in direct sunlight, so it's got kind of a pink hue otherwise, so I apologize for that, but I promise you it has an orange shift. Alright, now a little bit of mascara. I'm only going to do I'm only going to do bottom lashes because I feel like the top you wouldn't see quite as much anyway. So I'm just using the ColourPop BFF mascara in black. And we're just gently going over the lashes. Now, you know what? We'll do both. Because the top is orange. And maybe it'll help some of this glitter from falling down my face throughout the day. It's just a little hard to see the mascara because of the black at the top of my eyes. Oops. Told you it's so hard not to cover your view from there when I'm doing this side. If anyone has any tips on that, please let me know. When I have another source of light, it can be a little easier because I can like adjust. But this morning we were just using a nice old Miss Sunshine. So she cannot be swayed to do what we need. At least not without some serious convincing. Alright, I think that's about it. Yeah, I actually feel like doing the top lashes was a good idea because it kind of gives it a little extra oomph, I guess. And then for lips, we are just going in with the Mora Lush Matte Cream in the shade Butter Cake. This will not overpower the lip or the eyes at all. It's just a nice soft nude. And it's going to mattify down, so when I leave here and go to the store, I won't have to worry about them. Ooh, everything's falling. And this is the finished black and orange cut crease. At least this is the best way I could do it. So let's take down the hair for more orangish emphasis. And this is what we've got. So let me know your thoughts down below. Thank Miss Nikki for giving me this idea, because this is probably not something that I would have been brave enough to try on my own. Let me know if there are any other Halloween videos you want to see before Halloween. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to see more of my content. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!